What's up agents, Epic Slayers here, welcome back to a brand new Division video. With the end of the global event for Ambush, I'm sure you're wondering what happens next for the Division. Well, in this one, I want to talk about what we are definitely going to be seeing following 1.8 and what we could possibly see in the future. If you do enjoy this one, drop a like, it really does help me out, and let's get to it. So firstly, I want to apologise about not uploading for the last sort of 2 weeks any content whatsoever. I've been really burnt out by the Division. I've been playing some Destiny 2, some Fortnite, that sort of thing, and I've not uploaded any content because I'm not sure what, kind of what reception it's going to get from you guys, but if you want to see it, let me know. Now, with the whole idea of being burnt out on the Division, I've completed all the global events. Yes, I haven't completed all the classified gear sets, but from the last one, I did grind it quite a bit, and I never completed any of the classified gear sets, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but ultimately, none of those gear sets fit into the meta. Tactician, Firecrest, Alpha, none of it fits into the meta. And unless you're playing the meta, especially for a person like me who really plays PvP, unless you're playing the meta, it's very hard to actually enjoy yourself when you're getting pretty much shut down by Striker all of the time, or Nomad, for example, or Predator. Striker being the most prevalent in PvP at the moment, and that's for a whole nother video. With that in mind, that's why I wanted to create this video of sort of what happens next, because in my mind, I need to know what's going to happen next. Now, we know there's going to be buffs and nerfs to the gear sets. What I'm predicting is instead of buffing any of the other gear, they'll go for the quickest solution, which makes sense because, people want to see changes quickly, and they're going to nerf Predator, they're going to nerf Nomad, and they're going to nerf Striker. And I think Striker will get the biggest nerf of them all, just because at the moment, especially in PvP, Striker is just so strong. It's really... it's unbelievable. I mean, that's for a whole nother video, which I will be doing, but it is so strong, it does need to catch possible nerf. I realise that everything is because of PvP, and ultimately we don't want to affect PvE, but there needs to be some sort of balance. We're never going to quite get there, but for me at the moment, those three gear sets, Predators, Nomad, and Striker, just really are the meta, and I'm sure that they will catch buffs and nerfs in the future. Now, of course, in the state of the game that was recently out on Thursday, they did advise that there's going to be some increase to drop rates for classified gear. Not just the drop rates, but actually where you can get them from as well. So that'll be nice to see, and I'm sure that'll be coming out in possibly update 1.8.1 or something like that, in maybe a month or two. But for me, what I'm more focused on, although that is great, what I'm more focused on is update 1.9 and update 2.0, what we're going to expect from those. Now, obviously, there's a lot of ideas going around in the community, pretty much not obscene ideas, because any idea is a good one at the end of the day, but just ideas that are really not going to happen. I mean, for me, the obvious one is that Survival is going to get a revamp, a lot like Underground 2.0. So we're going to get Survival 2.0. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do in order to revamp that. I mean, they've always said that the reason why Survival is how it is because it's an experience. You don't go in there to get loads of gear. It's an experience. But a lot of people have said, well, yes, it is, but we want better gear. If you spend an hour invested in one game mode, then you expect to get a lot of gear and good gear from that as well. And I agree with that. At the end of the day, yes, it is an experience for, the first, second, maybe the third time. But after that, unless you're getting gear, you're not going to play it. I mean, that's just the nature of this type of game. You play modes not to, yes, to enjoy it, but to get gear at the end of it. That's why you play certain things. Unless, of course, you're playing PvP where you're just doing it to have PvP fun. Really, that's the only other thing. And with a game that's 2 years old, really what they need to do is capture their audience, especially if there's new people coming in. Yes, they'll go into Survival and they'll be like, oh, wow, this is amazing, great. Oh no, the loot's bad. They're not going to want to go back to it because most people just want to get loot. That's the whole point of this game. Now, obviously, before they talked about Battle Royale and Survival, had they done that 2 years ago when the game came out, then the Division Battle Royale Survival, whatever mode, could be the biggest thing on the market at the moment. Just because, obviously, you look at PUBG and Fortnite, which is actually taking over PUBG now. These game modes are just so popular. If you'd have had something like that in Division 2 years ago, then, this game could be popping right now. I don't think it's a good idea to bring it out now. I don't think anyone's going to go, oh, do you know what, I'm going to stop playing Fortnite, I'm going to stop playing PUBG, and I'm going to go play the Division Battle Royale. But we'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do with that. I mean, it's obvious they need to increase the rewards on Survival, so I'm pretty sure that Survival will be catching a pretty big buff, or at least a massive rework, so that people get in there more often. I haven't played Survival for what feels like about a year, possibly, just because for me, there's not enough rewards in it, and that's what it's all about. So survival will definitely be getting a change in a future update, that's for sure. So the next thing I want to talk about in updates are to gear and weapons. So at the moment we've got classified gear, and then we've got exotic weapons, and we've got exotic gear as well, and that's kind of the best stuff that you can have at the end of the day. There's no reason, if you're running classified predators or classified gear, then there's no reason to have just the standard gear set of it, really. There's absolutely no point. So for me, what I think they're probably going to do in a future update is they're going to have sort of classified exotics, because at the moment exotics are not as good as classified gear. They're not. I mean, some of them have some very good unique talents. For example, the bullfrog, the free piece on that, or the fur talent on it is really, really strong. You look at something like the house, the card counter talent is really, really strong for weapons. But for gear, I mean, Barrett's is good in certain situations, Barrett's chest piece. But apart from that, Pharaoh's Mask, no one's running Firecrest. It's certainly not in PvP anymore because it's just not there. That needs a major change. I mean, I don't want to be on fire all the time, but there's no point in having a gear set like that if it's not really going to work. So Pharaoh's Mask not really used anymore. Short bows are okay, but that's only if you're really running sort of a Hexo build. And unfortunately, as much as I love Hexo, it really doesn't compete with Striker, Predator, or Nomad. It just doesn't compete, so no one's really going to be using that. Ninja Bike is great as it is. We've got Skull's MC Gloves, again, that's some of that would only be really be used in a high-end build, so it's not really being used anymore. We've got Colonel Bliss's Holster, no one really uses that anymore, again, for a high-end build, so it would be nice to see some sort of maybe exotic classifieds, maybe high-end classifieds, I don't know, but there needs to be some in the game which allows exotics to be what they are, which is just like really, really strong. We also need possibly an increase in the high end and what they can do for you. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to do too much because I'm going to have to pretty much rework the entire thing. But I do think that exotic classifieds are going to be something that are going to bring into the game. They may bring out more weapons, possibly. I think they might bring out sort of classified caches, maybe. They're probably going to include something where you can exchange sort of Phoenix credits and maybe some standard credits towards getting Division tech, just because at the moment, especially trying to optimize your gears, I find it fairly difficult to come by a Division tech most of the time, and I don't want to be Division tech farming all the time. I'd much rather just go and enjoy some PvP, get all the credits, get Phoenix credits, and then transfer that into getting Division tech. I think that will be much better, and that way we can optimize the gear. I don't think they're going to change the optimization station anyway. It's as good, it's good how it is, unless of course they change instead of actually using some other currency to get Division tech, they just reduce the amount of Division tech needed to optimize your gear. Another thing that they might actually bring out in a future update is where you have, say for example, you pick a piece of gear and it tells you how much Division tech you need to completely optimize that gear, and if you've got that much Division tech, you can just do it in one go. That will be a pretty good quality of life change, so that would be really, really good. Now, I'm kind of going off topic a little bit just because those are not the major changes we want to see. I mean, survival is one of them. We are going to see more global events, I'm pretty sure of it, in future updates. Will we see a change to the storyline? Maybe. I just don't know at this point. I mean, there is the idea that there will be a Division 2, and I think that is going to be realised, and I actually think this will be the last year of the Division before the Division 2 probably comes out maybe sometime next year or 2020 or something like that. I can't see them putting too much more time into this game now, which is it's a shame, but I think it's running its course. It's pretty much there, to be honest. So yeah, there you go, guys. I mean, for me, there's not a lot to come next, and that was kind of the point of this video. In my mind, I can't see there being a whole lot of changes that are going to really change this game dramatically, or at least make it more popular. I think it's kind of, the 1.8 update was so large that this will be where the game will be for some time now. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think about any future updates. Like I said, I mean, there's loads of quality of life changes they can make, and I don't want to go into too much detail about those. What I'm more looking about is actual content, if that makes sense. So, for example, a change to survival, because that would be content in the sense that survival will become, good again. It will be something that you can actually enjoy, or maybe some new content. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you guys want to see. It really would help me out. And again, I apologise for not uploading. I will try my best to do it more. And if you want to see some other games on my channel, then please let me know. I have been playing Fortnite, not a lot, but I have been playing it. Destiny 2 is something I will definitely be putting on my channel, because although the game is kind of it's had a very bad start, let's be honest. It will get better. Just like Destiny 1, it will get better. And because it had such a loyal fan base from Destiny 1, if the game is better in a year or so, they will all come back and the game will be popping again. And I'll be one of those. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much. And until next one, Epic out.